Attention, attention, Cules around the world. Today, I bring you the bombshell that will shake the foundations of the Bernabeu and leave the Chiringuito pundits speechless. Barcelona has just signed the most coveted game-changer to blow up Europe from the right flank. Denzel Dumfries now wears the Blaugrana. Yes, you heard it right. The right side of Camp Nou has a new owner, and no, this isn't a hologram, a summer rumor, or one of those smokescreen exclusives from the Madridistas. It's real, as tangible as Edu Aguirre's face when he realizes Florentino Perez has missed the boat, again. Dumfries is at Barcelona, and La Liga has just turned a deep, intense Blaugrana blue. If you bleed Blaugrana and the dubious penalties gifted to Real Madrid drive you crazy, hit subscribe and like, because this is just the beginning. Today, I'm breaking down how this masterstroke was pulled off, why a free agent fits like a glove, what it changes tactically, and, most importantly, the look on the merengues' faces as they realize they've been outmaneuvered. Open your ears wide, because the drama unfolding is top tier. Picture this, Lamine Yamal, in pure genius mode, slaloming through defenses like the ball is magnetized to his feet. Ilkay Gundogan, the mastermind, inventing impossible passing lanes. And now, Denzel Dumfries, storming down the right flank with the power of a freight train, more devastating than all of Real Madrid's flimsy excuses for imaginary penalties. Gone are the days when Real Madrid strolled down our right flank like it was an open highway. Now, that side has a name, a face, an identity, Denzel Dumfries. You wanted physicality. Here it is. Character. He's got it in spades. A fullback who charges down the touchline like he's been promised a 3 Michelin star feast at the end? That's him. And he's smart, too. He knows when to break through, when to hold his position, when to press, and when to kill off games. He's the Carrilero we've been dreaming of for years to take this Barcelona team to the next level. Let's call it like it is, a masterclass operation by Deco, a bold gamble by Laporta, or simply the move of the season. One thing's for sure, Barcelona struck like a shark in clear waters, while over at the Castellana, they're still searching for the VIP penalty clause. Game over. We were faster, smarter, and above all, more Barcelona. Why Dumfries? Why now? Because Barcelona needed muscle, depth, and venom on that right flank. Because we've been patching things up for too long with makeshift solutions. Plenty of young talent, but missing that anchor, that dominant profile to lock down the side and free up the rest of the board. Dumfries isn't just an accessory, he's a statement of intent. A clear message to Europe, come at us down that flank, and let's see what happens. He's also a poisoned gift for our forwards. Robert Lewandowski has already mentally noted 2 or 3 chances, Ferran Torres is rubbing his hands in anticipation, and Rafinha or Lamine Yamal are about to discover a partner who understands the art of overlapping and creating space like few others. As for the midfielders, they can breathe easy. With a Carrilero holding the width and covering defensively, the inside pass becomes a lethal weapon. For those who've been living under a rock, know this, Dumfries is so much more than raw power. He's a player who reads the game. He doesn't run blindly, he measures his efforts. He doesn't charge recklessly, he picks his battles. His journey in the Netherlands and his rise in Italy have sharpened the tactical awareness that Barcelona, eager to be bold without being reckless, has been sorely missing. In attack, he naturally stretches the play with his width. In defensive transitions, he fixes mistakes like a shepherd herding his sheep, locks down the line, covers the back, and wins his duels. And in opposition's box, my friends, that instinct, that sixth sense that turns a loose ball into a point-blank shot, a cutback into a golden chance, and the far post into his personal kingdom. It's no coincidence that he's been decisive in big moments. The man has ice in his veins and a hunger for the spotlight. And what about Real Madrid in all this? Same old tune, we didn't need him, he doesn't fit our DNA, we had 3 better names on our list. That famous Real Madrid list is like their 90th minute bar, it only appears when it's convenient. But when it was time to act, Joan Laporta had already pulled out his pen to sign. Edu Aguirre, meanwhile, is perfecting his yoga pose of resignation, wondering over and over, when's my turn? Be patient, Edu. Your moment will come in August, when you'll have to explain on TV why a Barcelona Carrilero turned your flank into a dead end. How do you pull off a move like this? With patience, perfect timing, and a clear vision. Barcelona understood that to reclaim its dominance, it wasn't enough to stockpile young talent and smiles. They needed steel, players who roll up their sleeves, embrace the battle, and make the team competitive until the 95th minute, without giving up an inch, without losing a duel. Dumfries is exactly that. He raises the physical level where Barcelona, let's be honest, had struggled. We'd been hurt on the counter, structurally outmatched. With him, that weakness turns into strength. Teams that relied on exploiting that side will have to rethink their game plan. Tactically, let's break it out. Imagine a Barcelona with a back three in build-up, the left back tucking in as a third centre-back, and Dumfries, free as a bird, pinning the opposition's winger and full-back to the touchline. That's terrifying. If the opponent shifts over, you free up the half-space. If they don't, you overload the flank. If they adjust with a fourth man, you open up the central corridor. It's the perfect domino effect. Dumfries doesn't just provide width, he adds real depth because he attacks space for real, no posturing. And when our winger cuts inside, the flank is his. We combine centrally, switch play, and when Dumfries gets the ball, he's already in position to deliver a cross or a decisive dribble. Defensively, we're not talking about some bargain bin fullback. We're talking about a warrior who goes into tackles with the appetite of an ogre, marks tightly, and uses his shoulder and powerful stride to chase down the unreachable. In semi-transitions, he bails you out. On set pieces, he brings something extra. Height, leap, and that touch of cunning that makes the difference on tough Champions League nights. Yes, the Champions League, because with Dumfries, Barcelona sheds a limitation and gains the grit needed to shine where it matters. To those who don't like hearing it loud and clear, plug your ears. Madridista's favorite pastime, trying to flip the narrative. First, it was, he won't come, there's no money. Then, if he comes, it'll be on loan, half price. Next, fine, he's coming, but he'll be the 12th choice, the backup's backup. And now we've reached, at Real Madrid, he wouldn't even have been good enough to hand out water bottles. Seriously, they outdo themselves every time. Just like when they said Gundogan was here for a vacation, or that YAMAL was just a passing fad. Remember their faces when LAMINE rifled the ball into the top corner at San Mamés? Keep that image in mind for the day Dumfries makes his first rampaging run down the flank and delivers the center of death. Imagine Tomas Roncero screaming, "That's a foul!" while all you hear at Camp Nou is one word, Golazo. The impact in the dressing room? Huge. A player with character, a winner who pushes the group forward. We're talking about quiet leadership, the kind of voice you don't hear on every camera but commands respect behind the scenes. Dumfries is a clubman, the kind who rolls up his sleeves when needed. And when it comes to tactical adaptation, no complaints, just understanding. Pure gold. On the pitch, I already see 3 duos that are going to set us alight. First, with Lamine Yamal, the kid cuts inside diagonally, dragging the defense with him, while Dumfries devours the touchline. When Lamine combines with the attacking midfielder and the striker pins the center-backs, Dumfries will arrive unmarked, or take 2 defenders with him, opening up highways inside. Second, with GAVI or another attacking midfielder, you think the play is lost on the wing, and suddenly, 1-2, a long switch, and boom, the defense is torn apart. Third, with Lewandowski, a driven cross to the near post, a lofted ball to the far post, or just a dummy to leave the pole one-on-one with the keeper. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet of options. Scenario 1, a big game, the opponent parked deep. Dumfries high up the pitch, one-on-one. He wins the battle, reaches the byline, and cuts it back. Repeat after me, cut back, the cross goalkeepers hate, the centre-back's nightmare. Scenario 2, an open game, end-to-end action. Dumfries in transition, a wild run, a step over, arriving at the byline or switching play with a pinpoint pass to the opposite winger. Scenario 3, the last 20 minutes, holding on for dear life. Dumfries saves a defensive bullet, a powerful clearance, a smart foul to stop the counter, and that look that says, "You're not getting past here." Let's talk tactics. How does Dumfries fit into our possession game? Picture combined build-ups. If the opponent blocks the inside pass to the pivot, Dumfries becomes the release valve with an oriented reception. He's no one-trick pony. He controls, turns, and keeps the ball moving. If the opponent traps you inside, the third-man pass to Dumfries is the key, because he attacks the space behind the opposing winger with perfect timing. And if you don't press him, too bad. He receives higher up and forces you to defend deep in your own box. Barcelona, in its greatest European nights, has always had a flank that burned bright. Sometimes the left, sometimes the right. What Dumfries brings is the ability to ignite the right side with a new intensity. And when your opponent doesn't know where the next attack is coming from, they lose a second. In the Champions League, a second is half an elimination. A word on workload management. One of Barcelona's recent struggles was asking the winger to do it all: dribble, create, track back, defend, and repeat. With Dumfries, the load is shared. We can free LAMINE or Rafinha from some defensive duties because we have a fullback who covers both ways. That keeps the creative talent fresh for the final third. And if the game plan calls for dropping deeper, Dumfries is the first to fall back and lock things down. This is a project signing. He brings immediate competitiveness, fits into a young core, and adds a winning mentality without mortgaging the future. The perfect mix. Teams that dominate Europe aren't just the ones with the most talent, they're the ones that know how to blend profiles. If you add an external dagger to your internal magic, your game becomes unstoppable. Guess what we just did? To the Madridistas reading this while scratching their heads. Yes, it stings. Yes, your left flank will have to rethink its ambitions when Dumfries is bearing down. And yes, every driven cross to the near post will bring back bad memories. Don't worry, take a deep breath, have some water. And if you're tempted to say, "We didn't want him," remember, you've been saying that for a decade about half the Forbes list, and funnily enough, they never fit your project. For our La Masia kids, this isn't a door closing, it's a path opening. Having a fullback of Dumfries' caliber forces you to step up. That's called competition culture, and it's exactly what we needed to go from almost to it's ours. A glance at the fixture list, and I already see the headlines. Barcelona dominates through the right flank. Dumfries lays down the law. The new secret weapon, running down the right. This isn't survival, it's domination. It's imposing our game on the opponent. If you want to shut us down inside, we'll attack from the outside. And if you close the outside, we'll slice you open inside. The day the photo of Dumfries signing leaked, there were meltdowns at the Castellana. It's Photoshop. Barcelona can't do this. Spoiler, we can. Because when there's a project, there's conviction. And when there's conviction, players choose you. And when players choose you, the narratives collapse. In pure footballing terms, Dumfries isn't here to be the new X or the Band-Aid Y. He's here to be himself, with his unique qualities, to complete our ecosystem. Barcelona will play like Barcelona, with the ball, with initiative, with audacity and force. Nothing is more cool than playing well and winning every duel like it's the last. So, Kules, over to you. Will Dumfries turn the right flank into a no-go zone? Will his partnership with Lamine Yamal be the most decisive of the season? Can you already see him storming down the wing in the Clásico, silencing the Bernabeu? Who will benefit most from his crosses, Lewandowski, Varane, or a late runner? And what about his defensive impact on Champions League nights? Tell me everything in the comments. And don't forget, Visca el Barça, and let the Dumfries era begin. Because Barcelona without Bear, without lies, is Barcelona with the truth. And the truth is this: the right flank finally has its king. Crown fire.